You're here with your host, Mateo Almost Young Mo, 10 Minutes with Teo. Welcome back. We're here in the new year. The day is January 10th. The hour is, let me check, 3:11 p.m. I'm outside with it in my backyard. I wanted to try something new. Wanted to see how some natural light would look and get an outdoorsy background. I don't have any really good backgrounds in my house. I figured there might be some noise, obviously, with neighbors and all. So I knew it was going to be a risk, but why not? Why not take it? And there's some dogs barking. Just ignore that. Just be here with me. Let's be present. Um, man, we're here in the new year in 2024. I find myself having to correct myself when I'm writing dates now. I keep writing 2023 and then I have to scribble it out and put 2024. So it's crazy. It's crazy how time flies, man. And crazy to think we're here in 2024. We've made it this far. So welcome to the new year. And I wanted to upload a video before 2023 ended. I had been recording a couple episodes, making an attempt at least, but I keep having technical difficulties, so it's been challenging and frustrating. I wanted to post one before the year ended, but here we are, making another attempt. So, thanks for being here with me. If you're watching this, I appreciate you. I've been quite discouraged regarding my podcast and recording and stuff, just because I find myself comparing what I'm doing to others. And, I watch a lot of podcasts, and there's people that I enjoy watching and listening to and studying. And I find myself feeling discouraged because, I don't have the best video. I don't have the best audio. I don't have the setup that I would like. And I know that costs money. So I want to spend the money because it's an investment in something that I really care about and want to do, want to continue to progress going forward, but also, having to make decisions with my money to survive on a daily basis and take care of what I need to take care of. So it's been a struggle. Been finding myself comparing myself and feeling down like, might not be worth it to record, might not be worth it to upload any videos because who's going to want to watch anyways? Who's going to really care about my podcast? It's not that great. I've been wanting to have guests on, and it's hard with just one mic, and it's hard with the technical difficulties and trying to figure things out. But here we are, man. Trial and error. Just keep plugging away, keep trying. That's all you can do. If one person watches and enjoys, or even doesn't enjoy, just watches, I'm grateful. So, doing it for the love and doing it for just really to express myself. That's why I really started recording myself and recording myself speaking. It was after my dad passed away. I really found the value in having recorded messages, videos, pictures, things of that nature, that media, to be able to look back on somebody who's not here with us anymore and remember that this person was alive and hear their voice and see their face, because that moment in time is etched in time. It's stamped. So being able to have it on a copy, some sort of copy of it, is it's beneficial, and I really found the value in that. So I wanted to begin to record myself, my face, my voice, just in case something ever were to happen to me. People would be able to look back and say like, oh, this is Mateo, and this is what he looked like, and this is what he sounded like, and his hair was crazy, and whatever. We're in the new year. I went to Oregon for a bit, spent New Year's there. I left the 28th of December, spent some time with my girlfriend in the Portland area. Got to see friends, got to see Devin, got to see Joel and Adam, and spend time with my friends. Spent New Year's there. I had a lot of fun in downtown Portland. Been challenging myself. I think Christmas Day it was. I think I ran 7 miles in 56 minutes. We did a little 7-mile challenge. Started off with Devin. Then I was like, I got to do it. Devin did it in an hour and 3 minutes. And then my friend Darrell did it. And people have been just challenging themselves, man. Just good to have brothers that will challenge you, and good to just challenge yourself, um, every so often. So now I'm doing a fast. I'm in a 72-hour fast right now, in the middle of it. I'm towards the end. I'm on the third day. And it's been good. I just wanted to come back after spending time in Oregon, hung out with friends, going out to eat, celebrating New Year's and whatnot, and then went to a big wrestling duel, Oregon State versus Penn State, which was crazy. They broke the record for fans. They had broken the record for attendance and fans last year when I wrestled in a big duel against Oklahoma State. I think it was 6,000, close to 7,000 fans. And then this year it was like 8,500, or I don't even know the number. It was a lot of people, but it was awesome to be there and just cheer my guys on and watch wrestling and just see the best of the best go at it. So I came back and I knew I wanted to try and fast just to reset my body. I was eating a lot, and I don't really drink, but I drank a little alcohol on um, New Year's Eve. That night I had some champagne and whatever. But I knew I wanted to come back and reset my body and my mind and challenge myself. So I went into a fast, 72 hours. I thought 3 days would be a good solid fast. I've just been having liquids, water with electrolytes, and then bone broth. It's been pretty good. Yeah, it's just interesting to see how the body really, just noticing the changes in your physical senses and your mental senses. When you're fasting, I feel like things kind of start to feel lucid. Your senses are kind of a little bit more twitchy. Like, I feel like, you know, you're noticing things, you hear sounds. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. But I imagine, like, with fasting, like, when I think about like our primal state and like, our ancestors who actually had to hunt to eat and stuff, like thinking about like maybe they went days without eating, and then they're in that fasted state and they're feeling, you know, their body is providing them with the senses, is creating the senses for them to be able to find that food and hunt and like be like they're hungry, they're looking, they're like, they say the wolf that is climbing the mountain is hungrier than the one that's on top of it, which is, you know, has nothing to do with food. But when you're trying to get something that you need to survive, you're almost a little bit more sharper, a little bit more sharp. And I'm not very sharp right now. Look, I'm freaking capping, but you know what I mean. Like your senses are heightened because you're trying to find what you need to survive, and it might be a animal that you need to go up against. So like I imagine, like, your body's just in like pure instinct mode. So I know this from wrestling, like kind of just having those senses and feelings when you're fasting, when you're not eating as much and you're burning a lot of calories. So I've been working out twice a day as well, gym and then wrestling. Tonight I'll go to jiu-jitsu and then I'll break my fast at night after. So I've still been burning a lot of calories, still been productive, still been physically active and exerting myself quite a bit. Actually, I've been working out pretty hard. So um but we're in the new year. A lot has been going on um these last months, even going into back into last year. And like I said, regarding my podcast, I'd been discouraged, feeling down about it, and not really wanting to record, or wanting to record, but not feeling like it was worth anything, or it was something that I should really do, or waste my time on. But also, I've been discouraged because, you know, the world is hurting right now. People are hurting. all over the world. But the most pressing issue that we've seen and that my eyes have been open to is what's going on in Palestine, in occupied Palestine. The conflict between, it's not even really a conflict, but the genocide that's been taking place um, in Palestine, uh, which is currently known as Israel, the nation of Israel, which um, has occupied what was formerly known as, or is still known as, Palestine, but you know, may not is not being recognized that way as it should be. And the world is hurting, and what we've been seeing on social media and in the news, mostly on social media, because that's where people are able to share their truth and their stories. And although there's a lot of false information out there, um, I have been seeing with my own eyes, children dying, people being mutilated, and bodies being blown to bits, and people being carried from under the rubble, and people being stripped of their clothes and starved and forced into refugee camps, and then those refugee camps getting bombed, hospitals being bombed, a whole city being destroyed, generations of people, families being lost, um, just destruction, total destruction from an occupying military power and elite power onto a innocent people, onto a people um, who want nothing other than to live in peace and survive and to be with their families and to love. And learning about this conflict is not something new to me. It is fairly new in my life in terms of, I wouldn't say this is something that I grew up hearing about in my household. You know, more conversations of conflicts that revolve around my personal culture. I am Black and Latino, so learning about that history and learning about the struggle of Black people in America and Latinos in America, and things that are closer to home for me. I'm not, Middle Eastern or any ethnicity of that descent, but in college, meeting people from all over and making friends from all over the world, you get to dive into other people's cultures and learn a lot. And so my best friend, that I met in college, that I consider my blood brother, he is Palestinian, and I've made many other friends who are identify as Palestinian as well in college. And so it started there, just learning about their culture and asking questions and hearing their stories. And so I remember in 2020, I was at home with my brothers, and we like to converse and talk about things. And I remember asking, what is going on in the Middle East? What is this conflict, that we constantly hear about? We always say the phrase peace in the Middle East, like as a joke, haha. Um, but you do hear a lot about the conflict that goes on in the Middle East, and that has been going on for, you know, thousands of years, essentially. It is a place that, it goes back to biblical times or whatever religious text, you read. It is a topic of conversation that has been, sorry, I got a call. It's a topic of conversation that has been, going on for generations after generations, since long before I got here. And, who knows how much longer it will be going on, but we are in the thick of it right now. And so I wanted to know, more about what has happened, in recent times, what is going on now. So I asked Adam, to kind of explain it to me, give me, some historical context and let me know what's going on. And so we watched some documentaries, read some articles, and that's when my eyes were opened. That's when I began to learn, have a deeper knowledge on what was going on. And from there, I could do my own research. And so I don't want to go too deeply on the historical context or the facts or whatnot, because I'll be here talking all day. And, I think their eyes are being opened. They are seeing for themselves. They are reading for themselves. They are understanding the truth. And I think the scariest part that is discouraging is just seeing how the game is being played and seeing, what our country here in the United States is upholding and supporting unconditionally. And it's been discouraging for me because I have to reflect on my own life and consider how my life might be contributing or upholding a system that is destroying another person's life, is taking another person away from their family, is holding another person underfoot. Um, Something as simple as drinking Starbucks coffee. And now I don't really drink Starbucks coffee. I don't go to Starbucks often. But like finding out that like they support, you know, they're sending money to, or they're supporting a nation, a military power, a occupation that is oppressing another people, that is killing another people. Something as simple as that, like just making you think about where your money is going and what it's, contributing to, and just seeing how the game is played on us, how wars, they do make money. There are special interest groups, there are private investors, there are people in government who, I mean, there there's many people in government who are using the system to benefit them and their estate and their generational wealth and their families, and also just uphold power and privilege, and uphold whatever social capital or whatever stature they have. And essentially, the rest of us are pawns in this game, it can feel like, and that can be very discouraging. Wondering if something as simple as like buying a meal, or buying a certain clothing brand is upholding or supporting a system that is genocidal, that is murdering another people. So it's something that I've really had to reflect on. And really, as you get older, it's like the book The Giver. Like the more you learn, you learn the good things and you learn more and you gain knowledge, but you also absorb so much bad, so much information about what is truly going on in the world, and the games that are being played and the systems at play, and how those systems, how we are a part of that system. Um, and that's something scary. We talk about the matrix, we talk about we're in the matrix or we're in the simulation, whatever it is. And it really can feel like that. It really can feel like you're stuck in a program that is controlled by, a small number of the population, small groups of people that hold all the power, and they hold all the, um, and that's just the word, the power. And the power means, they hold the power financially, they hold the power, in terms of being able to use propaganda or use false information or use whatever media or whatever they need to maintain power over the minds of the people, what they're learning, what they are programmed to believe, what they are programmed to accept. Power over, physical power, whether that be military power. We're seeing, how there's an extremely strong military power in Israel, and it is backed by another extremely strong military power, the United States, and how they are using physical power to dominate another people. Um, and it's just everything all around. And it makes you just wonder, where your freedoms truly lie, and how your choices are positively or negatively affecting the world. And it sucks because like it just feels like there's nothing that I can do, that we can do, that I would like to extend a hand and physically reach out and grab people and bring them into shelter and safety and give them water and food. And these people are across the world right now, and they're suffering as we speak. And we're talking tens of thousands of people, and honestly hundreds of thousands and millions of people over years, because this didn't just start October 7th. This has been going on for years and years and years, and I could discuss the history and whatnot, but I feel like the world's eyes is being open. Uh, people are seeing what's going on, and it's in broad daylight, which is the scariest part. If this can be accepted in broad daylight, and maybe not accepted by the general population, by the people, by us, but as a world, we are not stopping this. We are not putting an end to this. We are having votes, and the votes are getting denied, vetoed, um, shut down, so that another day of bombing and killing can take place. Like, it is sad, to say the least. And it's made me question my faith and just struggle with God and say, God, where are you? Why do these things happen? So the power of evil is present, and I think we have to understand that as well. But I've struggled to wonder what I can do, and the only thing I can think to do, at least right now, is to continue to pray, to be a light in my community any way I can, and to show love to others, to recognize all people as human beings, and to continue to speak alongside my brothers and sisters who are suffering. Not speak up for them, but just speak alongside them, as we continue to shed light on what's going on. And I think the light has been shed now more than ever. Through social media, we have an opportunity, we have a platform. As much as social media can be negative, and it can, it is negative to see things, see babies, dead babies, and people pulling out limbs of their family members. As negative as that is to see, it is the truth. And it allows people to share that truth, and for people to see what is really going on. The news, many other things, newspapers or whatever you might see, can be, can be used as propaganda. It can be, um, really portraying something that isn't true. It can be a false narrative. It can be, severely plagued with one-sided ideology. But when people are able to share their true stories and show you what is really going on in the world, that is powerful, and that's a powerful tool. And we can see how the voices of the Palestinian people uh, continuously, there's always some power trying to continuously silence their voices for them being able to speak out and tell the truth and show what is going on. And so we're seeing it now. And so now we have to ask ourselves, as a generation, as a people, as a humanity, as a world, what we're going to do about it, how we're going to respond, and how the perpetrators of these great evils are going to be held accountable. Because it's just, the power lies with us, the power lies with the people. And if we don't acknowledge that and act on that, then you know then anything can, the elites, the government, the powers that be can do anything they want to us, and we just have to stand by and watch atrocities and watch, pure evil take place. So we have to take the power in our own hands, however that may be. So I've been discouraged in multiple ways and been struggling with just knowing that, I'm here living, comfortably, safely. The sun is shining on my face. I'm in the backyard. I'm safe. I have a roof over my head, and I'm able to go to work, and I'm able to go train, and I'm able to hang out with friends and have a nice meal. And there's people out there who are suffering tremendously right now, who would love to just have a cup of water, love to just have their loved one by their side. So we just can't take these things for granted. And that's another reason why I'm fasting. I'm trying to empathize and, just recognize that being able to have a meal every day is a blessing, something not to take for granted. So been just trying to challenge myself in that way. I train hard for those who can't train, who wish they, there's so many out there who wish they could. One of our wrestlers at Oregon State, 174 pounder, Travis Whitlake Jr., just, crushed his leg and his back under a car, and his season is probably over. It's probably the end of his career. I'm not speaking for him or for doctors or anything, but just based on the severity of his injury. I just witnessed probably his last match, and that just goes to say, like, there is no tomorrow, and you never know when your last day might be, or when some life could hit you fast. And so I don't know why that zoomed in, but whatever, I'll leave it. You never know. You truly never know. And so I train for that reason. What the heck? Hello. I train for that reason, because you never really know when life could come at you fast. And so I know there's people out there who wish they could train, who wish they could have the opportunity to just be healthy and to just be able to walk or be able to sit with their family or be able to do something so simple that we take for granted. And another thing is just the goal in life should not be to want or not to be to have more but want less, or to get more but to want less. The goal should be to want less. And I find myself trying to put that into practice daily. We have so many wants, so many, things we want. And I think it's good. It's good to pursue. It's good to, aim for the best and whatnot. But greed is the biggest perpetrator of evils in this world. Greed. So the goal is not to have more, but to simply want. How do I do this? It's to want less. But we're here in the new year. We have to keep going. We have to keep moving forward. We can't quit on our Palestinian brothers and sisters. We have to keep speaking and sharing and checking up on them, and doing whatever we can to expose the truth, and doing whatever we can to support them in these trying times. And pray to God that He intervenes in the best way possible. And I hope you guys set some new goals this year. You challenge yourselves, and you really, we got to go back to what's true in life and what's simple and what's present. Sitting outside, enjoying the sun, going for a walk, taking a deep breath of air, going out in nature, laughing with friends, having conversations, putting the phones away, and really just enjoying the true blessings of life. I think about this all the time. Like, yeah, it's scary to be alive and have to die one day, but it's also crazy to know that there's billions of people who will never be born. There's like billions of sperms that go out when life happens, procreation. And you were the one that was chosen. You get to experience this life. Whatever your favorite food is, you get to eat it and taste how delicious it is, and your favorite drink, and you get to see the beautiful sights of this world that, you know, and if you're living today, you got to enjoy it, because there's somebody who was here yesterday and is not today, who is unable to enjoy it. So can't take these things for granted, man. Gotta live. We gotta live. So thanks for listening to me. I hope that made somewhat sense. Hoping to keep recording in the new year, and be able to post, and just hopefully get some people on here, share stories, but just keep doing it, man. Just keep doing it one day at a time. So thanks for checking in with me. This has been 10 Minutes with Teo, 30 Minutes with Teo, actually, and I appreciate you guys, man. Happy New Year. Welcome to January. Challenge yourself. Eat good. Get some rest. Pray. Tell your family members you love them. Hydrate. Drink water. And be the best you. Peace out. Have a great one.